This conference will now be recorded.
So we'll be studying on that is SAP Overview. So introduction to SAP. Okay. So the topics that we are going to cover, they are: we will see what is ERP. We will understand what is ERP, why ERP is required, why the enterprise resource planning tool is required, what are the various ERP products in the market. Okay. What are the ERP products available in the market? Okay. Then we will see introduction to SAP. We will understand what is SAP. Different SAP R3 applications. Okay. Then we will see what are different SAP functional modules, and then we will see different SAP technical modules. Then we will understand SAP implementation landscape, and then we will have a discussion on the materials management module, introduction to MM module, materials management module. Okay, so these are the topics we will be covering in the introduction to SAP. Okay, so let's start with the introduction to ERP and why ERP is required. Enterprise resource planning tool is required. Okay, so let's take a typical manufacturing company business process. Okay, so basically, first what happens is a customer approaches the sales department for a product. Okay, so for a product, the customer approaches the sales department for a product. Then the sales department will check with the inventory department whether the product is available in stock or not. Okay, let's say if the stock is available, then the sales department will sell the product to the customer. But let's say the product is not available. Okay, then the sales department will check with the planning department, update the planning department with the requirement. Okay, then the planning department, to start the production planning activity, they will check the raw material inventory. Okay, input material inventory with the inventory department. Let's say the raw materials are not available, then the production planning department will purchase those raw materials from the vendors, suppliers. Once the raw materials are purchased, they will forward these raw materials to the shop floor production manufacturing team. So manufacturing team, if they need any manpower, they will contact HR for labor resources. Now the production planning department, now the shop floor team, once they manufacture the product, they will forward this to the sales team, and then the sales team will sell the product to the customer. Now production planning team also what they does is, when they purchase the raw materials, they update the finance department with the vendor invoices. Okay, then the finance department will pay the amount to the vendors for supplying the raw materials. And also sales department, once they sell the product, they will update the finance department with the revenue. So this is the typical business process in any manufacturing company. And also finally, all the departments will contact HR department for any labor related issues or manpower related issues. So this is the typical business process in any manufacturing company. So from this typical business process, what we understand is, a typical enterprise or company has many departments or business units. So a manufacturing company normally will have many departments or business units. These departments or business units continuously communicate and exchange data with each other. So there will be a constant, continuous data exchange, information exchange across these departments. The success of any organization lies in effective communication and data exchange within the departments, as well as associated third parties such as vendors, outsourcers, and customers. So from the typical business process we have seen, these are the observations we have made. Okay, so based on this, normally any enterprise enterprise software systems are of two types. Enterprise software systems can be classified into two types. One is decentralized systems. Okay. Next one is centralized systems, also called as ERP, enterprise resource planning. Okay. So first we will start with the decentralized systems. Decentralized systems. Okay. So decentralized systems in a company with decentralized system of data management, data is maintained locally at the individual department. So here the respective departments maintain their data locally in their systems. Okay, the departments do not have access to data of other departments or business units. So other departments within the company will not have access to the data of the other departments. So this is in case of decentralized systems. Okay, now we will understand a typical business process again with the decentralized systems. Okay, suppose let's say again the customer approaches the sales department for a product. Okay, so now but this time on an urgent basis, he needs the product urgently. So now sales department doesn't have access to the data of the inventory department. So here the problem is no real-time inventory information. Okay, so in this case what happens is the sales department has to contact inventory department. So this will take time, and due to this the customer may go to another client. So this will lead to loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction. Okay, now as the product is not available, now sales department will contact the production planning department to manufacture the product. So now the production planning department has to check the raw material availability. So they check in their system, and also the raw material inventory information is available in inventory department. So data is maintained at two places. Due to this, your data maintenance cost goes up. Okay, now assume your production, the raw material inventory according to production planning department system is out of stock, but it is available in the inventory department. So as a production planning department, according to production planning department system, as the raw material stock is not available, they will go and purchase from the vendors, suppliers. So this will result in material and inventory costs go up. So actually physically the stock is present, raw material stock, but in their system it is not showing the correctly. So due to this reason they will again purchase it. Due to this, the material and inventory costs go up, and also the databases are out of sync. Okay, so this is another problem. Now the production planning team purchases the materials from the vendors, and then they will forward those shop floor department for manufacturing. Now shop floor department team suddenly observes that there is a labor shortage, and then they will immediately contact the HR department for hiring the labor. Due to this reason, HR department will hire the laborers at a higher price. So due to this, the labor cost goes up. Labor cost increases due to this. Okay. Now, the production planning team, as they purchases the raw materials from the vendors, they fail to update the finance department with the invoices. So in time. So due to this, finance department may default the payment to the vendors, and this may lead to legal action. So finance department will not be able to make the payment to the vendors in time. So this may lead to the legal action. So this will lead to finally loss of reputation and facing legal action. So these are some of the problems associated with the decentralized systems. Okay, so there is no real-time inventory information. Sometimes this will result in loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction. Data maintenance cost goes up as the data is maintained in individual system. Data maintenance cost goes up, and sometimes databases may be out of sync, due to which your material and inventory cost goes up. Okay, and then labor cost increases, and finally there may be a loss of reputation or facing legal action. Okay, so due to this, along with these problems, the problems with the decentralized systems are numerous disparate information systems are developed individually over time. Okay, integrating the data becomes time and money consuming. So you have data maintained in different systems. That is, due to this, you have to integrate the data. That will take time and also money consuming, and it may result in inconsistencies and duplication of data. Okay, lack of timely information leads to customer dissatisfaction, loss of revenue, and reputation. Okay, and also it results in high inventory and material and human resources cost. So these are the some of the problems with the decentralized system. So now the solution is to overcome all these problems. The solution is to have a centralized system called ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. So this is the solution. So now we will talk about centralized systems. So in a company with centralized system of data management, data is maintained at a central location and is shared with various departments. So in the centralized systems, the data is maintained at a central location at one place, and all the departments will maintain their data in the central place, and this data is shared with other departments also. So other departments will have access to the data of the other departments. Departments have access information and data of other departments and business units. So one particular department can access the data of the other department. So these are called centralized system. So now we will see the business process again with the centralized system. So here all the departments will maintain their data, maintain or update their data in a centralized system, which is called ERP. Okay, so now let's see the business process again. Okay, a customer approaches the sales department for a particular product. So in this case, the sales department will have access to the inventory department data. They will check the data, and if the stock is available, if the inventory is available, then immediately they will arrange for the sales. Okay, so this will result in increased revenue and customer delight. So you can deliver the product immediately to the customer. Okay, so next one, if let's say the product is not available, then the sales department update the centralized system with their requirement. They will enter the requirement in the centralized system. Then the production planning department are updated with these requirements, auto updated with these requirements. Now production planning department will start the planning activity. They will check the raw material inventory required for production in the system, which is updated by the inventory department. So here there is no data duplication. Okay, no. And if the raw materials are not available, then they will purchase the materials from the vendors. Once the raw materials are available, they will transfer to the shop floor department. Shop floor department, as they have access to the production centralized system data for requirement data, they will contact HR department in advance for the labor arrangement. Okay, and this will result in labor cost decreases. Normal rate, they will arrange the labor, that will result in the reduction in the labor cost. Now at the same time, the vendors will update their invoices in the ERP system. They can load their invoices into the centralized system, which is accessed by the finance department immediately, and then they will make the payment to the vendors immediately. So this will result in immediate payment to the vendors. Payments online on time. Payments are done to the vendors on time, and there is no legal action. Okay, so these are the some of the benefits of centralized systems. Okay, so now we will move on. So basically the benefits of centralized systems are: eliminates the duplication, discontinuity, and redundancy in data. Okay, provides information across departments in real time and better reporting system. Okay, so the information will be shared across the departments in real time, and you will have a better reporting system. Provides control over various business processes. Okay, it increases productivity, better inventory management, promotes quality, reduced material cost, and effective human resource management. Okay, so that is the advantages. Now it reduces the overheads and boosts profits, and also you will have better customer interaction, increased throughput, and improves customer satisfaction. So these are the benefits of centralized system. Due to these reasons, most of the companies will use ERP systems. So SAP is one of the ERP system. Okay, so we will understand what are the various ERP products in the market. Okay, so SAP, along with SAP, we have some ERP products in the market like Oracle, BAN, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Marshall, Siebel, and Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, but among all these ERP products, SAP is the #1 ERP product. Okay, and it holds more than 60% of the market share in all the ERP products. Okay, so now let's move on. Now we will understand what is SAP. Okay, introduction to SAP. So SAP stands for, the full form of SAP is Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. This is the full form of SAP. Okay, you should always call SAP and not SAP. Some people call SAP. You should not call SAP. You should call SAP. SAP. It stands for Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. The SAP system is a business software package designed to integrate all areas of business. So this is the one we discussed. All areas of business is this one. This one. Sales, production planning, inventory, warehouse, finance, HR, and shop floor execution, these departments. Okay. So the SAP is founded in Germany in the year 1972. Okay. As of now, 10 million users are there, 30,000 installations have been done, 1,000 partners are there, and SAP has industry specific solution for 21 industries, different types of industries like automobile, pharma, chemical, retail, oil and gas. Okay, so those kind of industries. It has customers worldwide, throughout worldwide, mostly Fortune 500 companies. So most of the Fortune 500 companies in various types of industries, they have already implemented SAP and they are running their business on SAP. So as of now, SAP is the 4th largest software company in the world. Okay, so now let's move on. So as I just explained, most of the Fortune 500 organizations from various industries, various types of industries, they are running their day-to-day business using SAP, like in automobile, Honda, BMW, okay, Audi, those kind of things. Okay, and then in the pharma, Bayer, Pfizer, okay, and in the what do you call, in the retail segment, you have what do you call, these ones, in the beverages you have the Carlsberg, Heineken. Okay, so these kind of industries, all the Fortune 500 organizations, they are already running their day-to-day business activities using SAP. Okay, most of the Fortune 500 organizations they are already using SAP. So these are some of the SAP clients, top-notch SAP clients from various types of industries. Okay, So as I just explained, it has more than 320,000 customers from different types of industries. Like as I said, as I explained earlier, automobile, pharmaceutical, retail, beverage, oil and gas, okay, different types of industries, okay, retail, pharma, okay, so those kind of industries. And it has come up with the industry specific solution for different types of sectors, okay. So that is the SAP customer base, okay. So now SAP, we will try to understand the advantages of use SAP. So SAP is having a very integrated solution. It provides a solution for all types of business processes and business scenarios like purchasing, procurement, purchasing, manufacturing, planning, okay, sales, maintenance, projects, everything for all types of functionalities, for all types of business processes. They have the solution ready in the SAP system, and it's an open system. It's an open system, can be integrated with any other systems, okay. And it has enterprise data model. Entire enterprise structure can be maintained in the system, okay. And it supports multinational currencies, all types of currencies across the world. And it is designed for all types of businesses, any kind of business, okay. Pharma, retail, oil and gas, chemical, automobile, beverage, any type of industries, okay. So that is the advantages of using SAP, okay. These are the ones. SAP is suitable for any size of business, that is from small to large size companies. It is very simple to use and user friendly, and it provides industry best practices and integrated solutions, okay. And it is a module wise. I will explain the modules. And it is customizable, and you can customize the system as per your needs, your business needs, okay. Standard SAP comes with standard solutions, but wherever required you can customize it according to your business requirements. And shorter implementation time, it is very short time is required to implement SAP. And SAP has industry specific solutions, and it supports all types of industries. And we have the option of higher scalability. So once the organization grows, according to the organization growth, you can scale your SAP also. So these are the some of the advantages of using SAP. Okay. So now we will talk about modules in SAP. So in SAP, the two types of modules are there. One is functional modules, second one is technical modules. Functional modules will take care of the business processes, okay, like purchasing, procurement, planning, production, manufacturing, sales, quality, quality control, okay, project systems, projects, HR, human resources, finance, controlling, asset management. All these are taken care by functional modules. Technical modules will take care of the backend program. Okay, to support the functional modules systems, backend technical modules are used. So now we will talk about functional modules. Okay, so normally for each business process there will be a functional module. So for sales, it is sales and distribution. For purchasing and inventory management, it is materials management. For planning and production, the module is production planning module, PP module. For quality functions, quality related functions, the module is quality management. For engineering, machine maintenance, all those things, it is plant maintenance, PM, plant maintenance. And for HR, human resources related ones, it is HR, human resources. Now it is called as success factors. And also for finance, we have financial accounting, FI, controlling, okay. And asset management, machinery and all, you have asset management module. And for projects, let's say company want to construct a new building, that all those building construction activity, cost, labor, material management, materials handling. Everything is handled by project system, new projects. So these are the functional modules in SAP, taking care of the business processes. Okay. So here we are going to learn MM, materials management. Materials management. Okay. So now we will understand the SAP system landscape. So normally any typical SAP implementation or SAP landscape is we have three servers. One is development server, then the quality server, and the production server. Okay, production system. So development system is the system where all the development and design activities will happen. The consultant will do all the design, configuration, everything in the development system according to the business requirements. So once all the development and design is done, and they will do initial testing, and then they will move all these to the quality system, testing system. Here the business will do the final testing, whether everything is working properly or not. All the business processes are getting executed according to their requirements, according to their needs. Once they are fully satisfied, they will move these changes to production system. Production system is the live system where the actual business users use this to perform their day-to-day activities. Production system is the live system. Okay, so normally typically you will have three systems: DEV, development system, quality system, and production system. This is the typical SAP system landscape. Okay, so now we will talk about materials management module. Introduction to SAP materials management module.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we'll start our next topic today, that is MM module overview. So today we will understand what is MM module, what are the functions available in MM module. Okay, so we will discuss that briefly. Okay, today's session will be around only 30 minutes, not more than that. Okay, and how the MM module integration is done with other modules. Okay, so that high level overview we will see today. I'll just log into the system and I will just show you where the MM module functions are available. Just a high level I'll show you today. Okay, so basically MM module, as we discussed yesterday, MM materials management module. Okay, materials management function of SAP is part of the logistics area. So basically materials management module is a part of logistics module, one of the logistics module. So yesterday we discussed the modules in SAP. Okay, if you try to recollect, yesterday we discussed this. Okay, what we discussed, what are the modules in SAP? Yesterday we discussed. Can somebody repeat again what we discussed yesterday? MM. Okay, but somebody can unmute and speak.
PP.
SD, PP, QM,
FICO, finance,
WM, finance, FICO, okay, HR,
HR, admin,
on top of that we discussed PS, project systems,
PS, project systems.
Then we discussed PM, plan maintenance, okay, SD, PP, QM. What else we covered out? Okay, mostly covered out, right? Okay, so here the thing is, what we discussed is this MM module which we are discussing. It is a part of logistics module. So all these modules are called logistics modules. Okay, logistics modules. Okay. Whereas this FIC,
Sir, you're not audible, sir. Getting some voice. Hello?
my voice is echoing. Srikanth, is it clear? Am I audible properly?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Yeah, audience.
Yeah, Krishna, the problem is from your end only. Okay.
Unmuted.
So basically, the MM module is one of the largest. Okay, whereas the FICOHR are non-logistic. Okay, non-logistic. Okay, non-logistics modules, FICO and HR. So basically, this MM we will be covering it as a logistics module. Okay, it is one of the MM module. It is one of the important modules in SAP ERP software, and MM application module supports the procurement and inventory functions occurring in day-to-day business operations. So basically, MM module, main function of MM module is the supporting the procurement, purchasing activity. Okay, so any typical manufacturing company, to produce the products, to manufacture the products, they need some raw materials. Okay, so this raw material procurement will be handled by the materials management. Main function of materials management module is the procurement, basically purchasing, and another one is inventory management, stocks management, inventory. Okay, SAP MM supports following business functions. One is purchasing, the one which I just explained. Purchasing means procurement. I want to produce products. I want to produce a product. To produce a product, I need some raw materials, input materials. That input materials I need to purchase from the suppliers. So that purchasing activity will be taken care by MM. Okay. Next one is inventory management. Inventory management means stock management. Receiving the stock, receiving the inventory. Okay. Storing the inventory, storing the stocks, issuing the stocks to the production department as per their requirement. Once you receive the stock, what you will do? Whenever the production needs, you will issue that stocks to production. So that inventory management. Okay. Then MRP, material requirement planning, MRP. Okay. So MRP means planning, how much quantity I need to purchase. Okay. See, MM takes care of purchasing, that is okay. But at the same time, how much quantity I need to purchase according to production requirement. So that planning activity happens in MRP. Okay. Then comes invoice verification. Invoice verification means bill. Normally, supplier, what he does is, after he supplies the material, he will send his invoice, bill. Okay, because we need to make the payment to him, right? He is providing the materials to us. Now we need to make the payment to him. Okay, so for the payment, he will send us invoice. That invoice we need to check whether that invoice bill, according to the agreed terms, according to the quantity he supplied, according to the price agreed. All that verification we need to do. Okay, so that verification also comes under materials management module. So materials management basically supports these 4 activities: purchasing, inventory management, MRP, and invoice verification. So these things we will discuss in our subsequent classes in detail. Okay, materials management module consists of all master data, system configuration, and a transaction to complete the procure to pay process. Okay, so in the materials management module, we will create all the master data, all the configuration data. Okay, and we will perform transactions to complete procure to pay. Procure to pay means purchasing to payment. Okay, so this entire end-to-end function, to execute this entire end-to-end function, we will use the materials management module. Okay, so this is the one. So this slide will give you the high-level overview of the MM module. So first, MRP will happen, material requirement planning will happen. When the planning happens, we will cover this in our course MRP. Here you see, here you have a topic MRP. Here we will cover MRP basically. Okay, so MRP is first performed. When MRP is performed, we, for the purchasing activity, for the external procurement, to purchase the materials, system what it does is, it will generate the purchase requisition. Okay, so that purchase requisitions will be provided to the supplier. Supplier will supply the material. Then we will receive the material. Goods received. Goods received means we are receiving the material from the supplier. And once it is received, it is stored. It is inventory managed. That means you will store in your warehouse. warehouse. Okay, and whenever required, you will issue that to the production department, goods issue. So it is just not purchasing and storing, right? Ultimately, that has to be consumed in the production. So you will do the goods issue in the production to the production department. Okay, and at the same time, after some time, so vendor will send us the invoice. Then you have to do the invoice verification. Once you do the invoice verification, bill verification, then you have to send that information to the finance team for making the payment. Okay, so this is the areas MM module will cover. It will take care of MRP, purchasing, okay, inventory management, and invoice verification. These functions, MRP first thing, then purchasing second function, then third inventory management, managing the stocks. Fourth one is the invoice verification. So this is how they are. All these are linked together. Okay. So this is the high level overview of MM module basically. So here we are discussing today what are the functions covered in MM module basically. Okay. So now let's move on. So basically the major functions in MM module are divided into 5 topics basically. One is purchasing, next one is inventory management, third one is MRP, fourth one is invoice verification, and on top of that we have one more topic called physical inventory. Yeah, so as I just explained, we have purchasing. It just takes care of procurement of materials, services, all those things. Vendor management also covered in this purchasing. Okay, so basically purchasing means not only materials, it is also purchasing of services. Suppose let's say in some company, in your company, let's say the AC is not working, okay, or let's say machine is not working, machine is under breakdown. Okay, now the internal maintenance department is not able to rectify the problem. So then what you will do, you will ask the outside third party person, vendor, to come and do the repair activity. So for him here we need to make the payment. So here the vendor is not providing the materials, he is providing his services. So for that also you have to make the payment. So that is a service procurement. So all those things are covered in purchasing. Okay. Next, inventory management. Inventory management is managing your stocks, goods receipt, receiving the material, issuing the goods, issuing to the production department or some other department as per their requirement, stock transfers, transferring the stock from one place to another place, plant kind of thing. Okay, then transfer posting. All these are covered in inventory management. Then MRP, planning. MRP is nothing but planning. So how much quantity we need to purchase. So system will calculate. You enter your requirement. Let's say I want to produce this much quantity. You enter the requirement in the system, then you run MRP, then system will give you the planning for the external procurement, how much quantity you need to procure. Okay, that MRP we will discuss. Then comes invoice verification. Invoice verification is nothing but verifying the invoice supplied by the supplier, vendor. Okay, so vendor, what he does is after supplying the material, he will send his invoice. We need to make the payment to him, right? So that invoice we will check whether that invoice is properly supplied or not, whether the taxes are correct, any discounts are there, okay, any delivery cost he has included or not, okay, or any subsequent debits and credits. Sometimes vendor sends the invoice for less amount, then he will send one more invoice, or sometimes he will send the invoice for more amount, excess amount. Then we need to ask him to what you call refund. Okay, so that all those kind of things are managed in invoice verification. And another topic we have is physical inventory. Physical inventory means it's checking the system stock with physical stock. Suppose let's say you have SAP. In SAP you have the stock, a material is there, you have stock. Let's say in the system it is showing 100 kg in the SAP, but in the system physically the stock is only 80 kg in the warehouse. So there is a mismatch. If these mismatches are there, then it will become a problem during the planning. So what they do, periodically they will do this physical inventory. They will cross check system stock with physical stock. Okay, and if there are any differences, they will correct them. They will correct, so that system stock matches with the physical stock. So that is called physical inventory. So how this physical inventory is carried out, how the stock adjustment is done, how periodically they will do physical inventory in the system, all those things we will cover. So these are the functions we will be discussing in our subsequent classes. One is purchasing, the main function of MM. Next one is inventory management, then MRP, third topic. Fourth one is invoice verification, and the fifth one is physical inventory. All these things we will be covering. Okay, so that's the one we wanted to discuss today. So this is the high level overview of materials management. So in tomorrow onwards we will be going into the system. Okay, anyhow, today I'll just show you the system where MM module functions are available. Okay, let me log in.